I'm Danielle Harder, and I teach in the Journalism Mass Media program at Durham College, and I'm the faculty lead on Founders Drive. Founders Drive is a podcast created by students that's aimed at young entrepreneurs or would-be entrepreneurs. Our students have found that there's a lot of young people who would like to pursue entrepreneurship, but it's just something where they just see a lot of barriers and they see a lot of roadblocks. So our podcast is aimed at showing those people that literally anyone can do it.
It really was kind of a partnership with a really awesome professor, Danielle Harder. We got a team of 18 people, and I was lucky enough to be one of them. We wrote and developed and produced these podcast episodes, and then we actually took it to a competition for social innovation, and we won for the region, for Ontario and Quebec.
Just the people I've met through Founders Drive has been amazing. Seeing what we wanted this project to be and then seeing it come to life. Seeing the judges' reactions to it when we compete with it, knowing that they're saying it's as big as we think it is too. That has been just absolutely amazing.
So we got very lucky with this project and that it actually had two impacts. One is that we turned it into an Enactus project, and Enactus is a worldwide organization that's focused on using entrepreneurial skills to make social impact, which is exactly what we did with this podcast. We were able to support 3 young women in Guatemala to start businesses. We supported one of our own team members as she started a business, and then we held events that enabled us to promote local small business owners, but also just really talk about what is entrepreneurship, why should you get into it, what benefit is there for you. So that was one impact. And then there was just the larger impact as well on our own students who now actually see that even they might be entrepreneurs. So I think we actually made far more impacts than we had initially thought we might.
So a couple years back, Danielle actually went on one of these faculty-led programs abroad, and she met 3 girls in an Indigenous Mayan community in Guatemala. And we found out that those 3 girls specifically wanted to continue their education past, in post-secondary, which is very uncommon there. A lot of girls drop out by grade 6. We found that the 3 of them, Glenda, Gladys, and Phoebe, wanted to start a French fry stand to help pay for their education, because just like here, it's expensive and not everyone has that chunk of change laying around.
Just getting to hear the story and see part of it was really amazing, because it was oh, we were able to do something and change 3 people's lives just by doing this podcast.
Maybe success means different things around the world as well. Katie is back with an update on how things are going for our Guatemalan entrepreneurs. Have you talked to Glenda, Gladys, and Haiti since our last episode?
Yeah, I actually called them up. I was so excited to reconnect since my trip.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Here we go.
Hi. How are you guys?
¿Cómo están? Messi?
Muy bien. ¿Cómo están?
We are doing good. What about you?
Projects like this give students more than a piece of paper, more than just a diploma. So everyone's graduating with the same piece of paper, but by participating in a work-integrated learning project like this, students gain those extra skills that maybe their peers don't gain. They also gain real-world experience, so they're actually doing the things they'll be doing out in the field, and that actually makes them more job-ready once they go out there. They just step in the door and they can say, yes, I've already made a podcast from the ground up.
It's really helped me to be a better storyteller and to tell the stories in a way that I'm not taking the story from someone, but helping them tell their story.
I think the experience overall, not only is it collaboration in a way that I would have never thought, it also does really help you understand and recognize your privilege.
I'm definitely more comfortable going out now and doing interviews with people, but also the type of interviews that I do, I felt like they were surface level before. So I wasn't really interested in getting into the deep and gritty. I was just hey, let's get this assignment done with and over with. And now I'm wait, tell me more. I need to know this. And then I'm finding all these connections.
Sometimes I don't think we can put into words on the application forms or on the final reports the impact that projects like these have made. But when I see students go to the Globe and Mail and leverage their experience working on this podcast to get an internship, when I see students leverage their work on the podcast to start their own photo company, that tells me that this has gone beyond just being, an extracurricular activity at school. This is something that's now deeply inside of them and something that they're going to take with them the rest of their life.